So glad you're here, Laura. Un Unmute yourself, Laura. There
Yeah.
you go.
I added some things to my
Okay.
my things.
These sessions have been going faster than I think we thought that they were going to go.
Yeah, 30 minutes isn't a lot of time.
Well, you only get about 20 actually, because then we have questions and answers. So,
Yeah. So, all
so
right. Well,
it's
I'm
good.
gonna go ahead and get
Well, hang
my
on just a second. I'm so glad you're ready to go, but we got a slew of people coming in,
sure.
and I would like to get this going the right way.
Yeah, take your time.
Okay. So glad that you were able to join us so quickly. We were wondering. Okay, you guys. Here we are in our last session of this first technical tips and tricks. I'm going to call it the VGTTT or T's. What do you call it? Tripled instead of squared. What is that? But
It's cubed.
cube, that would be right, Laura.
There you go. That's old math right there.
That is old math right there. I've really been enjoying this day and we will do it again. I've learned a lot myself and I hope a lot of you have also. I know I'm getting a lot of pressure to get these videos out there, but I will do the best that I can so that people can catch up that were not able to join us today. Today we've got Laura Lubinski, and she is with the Joyce Scott chapter in Greer, South Carolina. And we're glad to have her. She's the previous second vice regent of the Joyce Scott chapter, and now she is the chapter registrar. There's an untitled position that you held while you were the second vice regent, Laura.
There was.
What was that?
The unofficial title was Charlotte's Do Girl, but the official title was Assistant Registrar.
That's right. That's right. They actually got kudos for that because I don't think that I know of very many chapters that have, there's a couple that have assistant registrars, and that's where she really did an active job of that, and I appreciated it.
Oh, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. And you learn a lot without the pressure of having that whole PMD list yours. So anybody who's interested in doing something like that, it's a really nice way to introduce a new member or a member who's interested in being a registrar. Like baby steps in, just put your toe in the water. So it's not so overwhelming.
I bet. Well, when she mentioned in one of our volunteer genealogist committee meetings about this talk to text, it was a life changer for me. I've been holding my breath for this presentation because if we could just talk to text, that'll save us time and finger muscles and brain cells. And so go for it, Laura.
Okay. So are you sharing my screen?
I thought I was. You asked me to, and I thought I said
Yeah.
yes. There you go.
And do you guys see the whole presentation, the one screen that says talk to
Oh,
text?
no, you have to kind of go in there and then click on that share and select it, don't you?
I did.
Okay, well, we're
So let
not.
me do it again.
Okay.
Okay, one moment, please.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
There we go.
Here we go. And let me
Just
get,
getting warmed up.
okay. So talk to text. We'll just go ahead and jump in because there's a few things we're going to go over. We're going to learn how to transcribe faster with just our voice and not having to type. For those of us that have slower, older hands, it's beautiful. So, okay. So we're going to go over how it saves time. We're going to go over a few of our most common used programs and an example, and then using AI and just some things to remember and best practices. So saving time, find a document that hasn't been just transcribed. Like you find, oh my gosh, I finally found it on Family Search or on in a will book, and it's not transcribed, and you have to figure out what's in there. It's exhausting to have to read it, and that will. So you can do it in bits, or you can do it all at once. But you can just read it out loud rather than typing and reading and typing and reading. And so when you do that, it'll save you some time and it'll make it an easier document that you can go back and search later on. If you're all like me, you have a lot of things going on at once, and then you'll think, where was that? So at least you can go back and have a searchable file. Um, and then also when it's time to submit that application, you can use You can verify all the important clues by searching again. And of course, you'll still need to use the original handwritten document. You can't just use you can't use your transcription as proof. So I just want to make that as a disclaimer. This is really a tool for you to use. So first one, I think, do most of us have Microsoft Word in here? Okay. So we all forget that toolbar is very cluttered. It's very crowded. So you're just going to open Word in your browser if you use the 365 or just on your desktop. And what you'll do is you'll click on your home up here and then click on dictate. And then once you click on dictate, you'll see a little microphone and you just start reading. And then this is what it looks like when you've read it. And we'll go through an example and it'll transcribe it for you in the in the Word file. And then when you're done, you can either hit pause, you can hit the microphone again, or you can physically say pause dictation. And I can go through some examples when we're done. I just kind of want to go through all the programs and you guys let me know which ones you want to see. And if we have time for more than one, then we'll do that. The other one for those Mac users, that would be me. It's a little bit different to get there. It's not there on the toolbar, but you can always set up a shortcut key. If y'all need help doing that, I can help you with that too. But you would click on edit and then all the way down at the bottom, you'd hit start dictation. And then you'd say, I like Laura and Laura likes me. DAR is the place to be, that kind of thing. And then when you're done, you have to click on edit again. Whoops. You have to click on edit again and go all the way down to stop dictation. And this will work on your Pages, which is Microsoft's version of Word. It's their Word. It'll work on your notes as well, because everybody who has a Mac has a notes file as well. So it is a universal feature. And then for Google Documents, for all of those who don't have a Mac and don't have Word and don't want to pay for Word, if you have a Gmail, you have a Gmail account, you can use your Google document as well. And that's really relatively easy as well. You would open your Google Doc. It's called Google Doc in Chrome. If you see your little mail, you'll see documents. You'll click on tools and then voice typing. And then you click on the microphone to speak, and then you press when you're stopped. It's like every program has a microphone buried somewhere.
Huh.
So I don't use all of these programs regularly, but they're really easy to find the instructions. And it's all pretty universal because they really want you to buy their product. And if it's too different than the product that you're using, they're not going to buy it. And then mobile devices. This is probably the one that I abuse the most. I'll sit there with my little iPhone and I'll type on the little microphone down here on the bottom, and it's the same for an Android, and you just start talking. So, and then when you're done, the iPhone will cut off by itself, so you got to watch every once in a while. But then when you're done, you just save it. You can save it in your notes and you can email it to yourself, or if you have your system set up where you put it in your cloud and you can pull it on the other one, it's automatically there. And so here's an example, and I'm using someone's supplemental we're working on. We've already underlined the important pieces, but it says, consist, I give and bequeath to my beloved so and so. So I clicked on my dictate button and I hit the record, and this is in Word. And this is you read it slowly. Consist, I give and bequeath to that's not what it says, to my beloved son, John Farrington. So this is how it looked when I first read it. So I'll have to go back and edit it, but that's a lot better than having to go back and try and find it in the document. So when I'm all done, I have to edit my text. It consists, I give and bequeath to my beloved son, John Farrington, and I capitalized Farrington, and beak is bequeath. So, and there it is in my Word document, and then I can save it for whatever I need to save it as. And now for my most favorite, the one that gives me chills, the one that makes me happy. You can also just put the image in ChatGPT, it'll do it for you. And then you can copy it off of ChatGPT and put it in whatever Word document you want to use. That saves you a lot of reading. But with this disclaimer, you do need to go back and double check it because it's not always right. ChatGPT can do some crazy things. Some people are really, really not comfortable using AI, and I appreciate that. And you have to choose what you're most comfortable with. So, and I know I whizzed through those. We're going to go over a few of those things to remember when you are reading out loud and doing talk to text. You will have to say the following commands on most of those programs: period, comma, quotations, anything that is a punctuation mark, you have to put on there. And then new line to start a new line if it's a new paragraph. So you would say, Laura Lubinski is giving this presentation, period, new line, new line. Susan Davis Faulkner was the moderator if you needed a new paragraph. You can also transcribe in sections. You don't need to do it all at once. So if you have this 4-page handwritten will, and you just want to do a paragraph at a time, you can do that. You would just go back into your document and pick up where you left off. And make sure you can go back and edit the document as needed. So those are just some things to remember, because if not, you're going to get some really weird transcriptions sometimes, because depending on your accent and how your computer listens to you, I would say IRA and it would say error. So it's not the same. Very two different things. And some best practices to keep in mind. Use a really good microphone if your device doesn't have one. You'll want to like reduce any of your background noise and speak clearly and slowly. And make sure you edit after dictation. And most importantly, proofread, 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 especially if you're using ChatGPT. Does anybody have any questions? Whoa, I lost my questions. Does anybody have any questions for me at this point? And do you want me to show you how some of this works? Or are you guys pretty comfortable?
Lorraine's got her hand up,
Okay.
but she's muted. So, Lorraine, unmute yourself, hun.
I have I don't know anything about Chat GPT, so at some point I'd like to talk to you, Laura, about that.
I can show it to you right now if you want. Does anybody else want me to show you any other programs before we jump into that?
I have a question on the Chat GPT. Could you show an example of how you took that document and dumped it in and then it just transcribed it the picture?
Absolutely. Yep.
Love that.
Exactly what I'll do.
The one thing I wanted to say about when you said you had to take the talk to text and then you had to go and clean it up. Well, I know myself, I'm a pretty proficient typist, but I still have to go clean it up. What?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's
And there'd be reason I don't want, I'm on a computer all day long for work. My hands and arms hurt at the end of the day. I don't want to do any more I don't have to do. So, and I can't put my pins on my new pin ribbon because my hands will be too sore. So, all right. So I'll show you guys some Chat GPT. Let me get out of this, and I added some things for you, Susan. Did you notice that?
I did notice that. Like
Uh,
this.
like what?
You didn't have Chat GPT on your
No, I
slide.
didn't. I was working on something. I'm like, why isn't this in here? Because I knew we were talking about it. But let me share my, let's see. I'm going to share desktop 2. All right. So there is my Chat GPT right there. Oh, that's my Snagit. Do you have Snagit, Susan?
I've got a snipping tool, which I think is because I'm not a Mac user.
Yeah, I bought Snagit. I've used Snagit for 20 years. It's fabulous. All right. You know what? I'm going to share my other screen.
I like those sentences though. I'm dictating and dictating.
Because Laura is fabulous. Okay, so which screen do you see? Do you see my?
I'm dictating, dictating, and dictating.
Okay, I don't see that. Oh goodness. Hopefully it's nothing embarrassing.
That's another good reason to make sure you turn off your mic.
All right. Let me just It's my, I have two screens and my one screen isn't cooperating.
We'll move the image.
And I worked up until like 2 seconds before I
I
logged
know
in.
it. That's why I was so glad you were already here.
Oh yeah, yeah, stop share. Let me just pull it in, hold on. Okay, here we go. Just give me one more second. I apologize. I wanted to have it all set up, but today was not the day. Today was just, yeah, it was a bad day at work.
Oh,
That's all right.
that's why we're here to end it for you. And now it's better, right?
Yeah, well, I work with cancer patients, and just some days are harder. They get if it doesn't get you in the feels on some days, then what are you doing? You know? Okay, so let me start fresh. You guys will have to see the side of my face. Okay, so it's very simple. You just go to ChatGPT, and I'll start fresh. ChatGPT, and you don't need to have an account. If you want one, that's fine, but you don't need to have one. I don't do anything with an account. And you'll just click on, there's a bunch, sometimes you'll get other open AIs. So, but look for the one that says ChatGPT. And then you have this little box right here. So from there, you would pull in, my image that I wanted to use. This is the image. You would just kind of copy image. You could highlight it, however you want to grab it. I just saw my copy image. I right clicked and I hit copy image, and then I go back to, did you guys see that?
Yep.
Did. Mhm.
Where'd it go? I'm in Chrome with it, I think. I have too many browsers open. And then once you're here, you just right click in it and you hit paste. And you hit enter. You can even add, you can say transcribe, because that's what you want it to do. And then it thinks about it, and it talks to you. So, and here we go, the best of the remainder of my estate. And so when you're there, you'll just want to kind of confirm what's here matches what's in here. Like you want to like give it a once over, but do you see that?
That's amazing.
Awesome.
It will save me hours and hours of times, because if you're on family genealogy, sometimes you'll see it in the they say it's in the film, but it's not indexed yet. So it can save you so much time. And then from here, I would just highlight this, right click it, copy it, and then I would go to my document. Oh, I'm not in my document here. Let me just pull it here. Let's just do a new document. Oh, or we'll just paste it, because there's the sample I was doing earlier. And you just do control paste, and there you go. So you can see John Essington, we know it's John Fearington. And you would just kind of double check it, because it's wrong. It's not 100% right. So you always want to proofread it, especially when you're using ChatGPT.
So you're thinking that ChatGPT does a lot better job than Family Search does on transcriptions. So
I haven't used the transcription piece of Family Search.
it's already transcribed when you go into the labs, and
Right.
it's really pretty chunky.
Yeah, this is super easy. And the other nice thing about ChatGPT, you can talk to it. You can say he's a boy or he's a girl or whatever. But when you talk to it, um,
So let
you
me ask you this, Laura. I tried to get ChatGPT to help me build a poster for Fall Forum. And I was enjoying the leading questions and the way it gets you to think. And then all of a
Yeah.
sudden it's like, oh, you've used too much time. And we
Yeah.
had,
And then, yeah, if you log in for an account, you can do it that way.
and then so I'd like, okay, this could be something, but it didn't take very long to use up all that time that was
Right.
free. Um, so I tried to find out what it cost, and it talks in computer
It does.
ease. And so it's like I can't imagine what this costs when it's like going to a restaurant and ordering by the calorie. I understand better than what they were.
I do not have a Chat GPT account. I'm kind of anti-AI, but I I like it because it makes my job really easy. Like when I'm having to do things at work, I'll throw something in Chat GPT. Like if I'm getting clunky with an email, it'll help polish up things as well for you.
Yeah, Alicia's got her hand up. Alicia, what what can
That
you?
was
Hello.
Alicia's file that I was using, by the way. That's her supplement that I'm working
Oh,
on.
I
Laura,
love
you're
it.
gonna hate me. I just figured out I have the paid version of Adobe
Yeah,
and its AI is really good. Its transcription is really good and you can just copy it right from there to a blank page and I
right.
use
I
that to
was
put on
trying to
my
present no cost options to
right.
our folks here because I think for all of us, we spend a lot of money to be able to do our job as registrar and lineage research. And I was trying
Mhm.
to present like no cost, low cost options. So if they
Right.
already have Word, if they already have a Google, I have the paid version of Adobe because I'm the registrar, but I don't know if everybody else does. So, but that's also
It's a
really good
good
advice.
one. The
Yeah.
Google Gemini is garbage. Don't
Yeah.
even try it.
Yeah.
Oh, come
Um,
on, that's my new friend. I carry him with me everywhere.
But even
Well,
with,
maybe try it. A lot of these change from week to week. I mean, ChatGPT used to not be good at this transcription. So,
That's
I
it.
mean, keep trying them,
yeah,
Alicia, I
I
Yeah.
appreciate
use
you.
ChatGPT for a lot of just ideas, but I always change it because I don't, sometimes it sounds like a computer is talking to you. So helps you give ideas. But when I'm in Word or if I'm doing an email or if I'm doing, a document, I will transcribe in that document with what I want to say. Because sometimes I feel like my voice, like there's a certain tone that you have as a person, and not all the time AI will capture that tone. So I will transcribe in Word when I'm writing a letter. I'll use the basic format of like who it's to and who it's from and all that. And they'll say, Dear Susan, comma, new line, new line. It was great seeing you last week, and I really enjoyed our time together, period. I really appreciate everything you've done for us, period. New line, new line. Give me a call if there's anything else I can help you with. That's faster than me typing. So being able to transcribe into your Word documents and your processing documents is huge. It's huge. And it used to be you had to buy a program called Dragon to be able to do it. And folks like my stepmother had Parkinson's, and she's had it long enough that it was before we had transcription services, and she had Dragon and she used it, but I wasn't paying for Dragon. So now I'm glad that the processing departments, processing programs will offer that free.
Just a couple of comments. Susan Dobbs just chatted in. Family Search, full text search, also has a feature you can click on to simplify the document,
Oh, okay. I
summarize
haven't used
document,
that feature yet.
summarize, I guess.
The summary.
I've been pretty fortunate that most of the things I'm finding they're already done.
And
But I
then
have one
Bridget,
really hard one right now, and it's really making me lose my hair. So,
without those challenges, we would never feel but
right?
Barbara Jers has got her hand up. Go for it,
Sure. Hi,
Barbara.
Barbara.
Hey, Laura, it's nice to see you and meet you in person over the.
Yeah, I think I met you in like a flash of a pan at spring conference with Charlotte.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Susan, two points. I don't know whether it's been clarified in the sessions we've had. When we transcribe these documents, for example, a will or long probate estates, you do not need to transcribe the entire thing, nor do they want it. One thing you can do is in the original document that you are providing, you can underline it and put a number by it, and then on a separate page, put extraction and transcription of pertinent documents, number 1, and put just the statements or phrases that will provide the proof that the genie needs. They really don't want full transcriptions, except in the case of like a petition or something in which the context of the whole thing is very important. And the other thing, if you're really interested in the utilization of a lot of these AI programs, which I want to get more involved in, Drew Smith, who does a blog, just gave a presentation in Columbia about a week ago and talked about this. And he came after Lisa Louise Cook, who has just done a presentation where she goes through 4 different AI programs and talks about ChatGPT, Glock, and Google, and I forgot the third one. And she compares this transcription process. I bet you could find her eventually or soon on YouTube, because a lot of times she puts up her YouTube. If you are a member of Genealogy Gems, I'm sure you could see that program.
Cool.
Thank you,
So,
Susan.
Barbara, I have a question for you because I'm a relatively new registrar, as you know. So if we did the transcription and can we submit that and say, here's a transcript, or does it have to be like from Family Search? That was a question I didn't have time to research before this.
No, you can, if you have a document, let's just say, for example, let's just say it's a will to make it easy.
Yeah.
You can submit a transcription that you do personally,
Mm-hmm.
or from anywhere, just as long as you clean it up. But I would not suggest sending in the whole transcription, like I said, unless, like, I know that a petition for service for Revolutionary War,
Mm-hmm.
want to read the entire petition in its context to meet the requirements DAR is looking for. But for a will, if you do not need to transcribe the entire will.
You can just
transcribe.
Yeah, because what I'm finding on some of these harder cases, they're microfilmed, but they're not transcribed anywhere. So you're going through 400 and 500 pages of a microfilm till you find it. And by that time, I'm not going to want to do it. I'm going to want to transcribe it real quick and come back and look at it later because I'm fried. And so that's how I'm building my searchable documents. Is I find it, I read it, or I throw it in ChatGPT and then I save it. I'll start trying Adobe because I like Adobe as well, and I have it. So I like to know all the programs. But so when we submit that, would we submit here's the transcribed version, or does it need to be like copyrighted?
No.
No,
Okay.
no. Again, you're not going, okay, so for example, you might have a long probate that goes into equity or
Yeah.
lots of court, 100 pages long. You're going to choose the page or 1 or 2 other pages that supply the information that you need, that original scanned document. You will send that in, and then on a separate page, transcribe the pertinent facts that you've underlined in the original document.
Okay, so you
Don't
can
want pages and pages of a whole will or 20 page, or the same thing with fold 3. They don't
Okay.
want the whole pension.
Regardless of where you find it too. It
Pardon?
doesn't. Was your question, does it have to be from Ancestry or Family Search or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you go to an archive or whatever and you have a will and you scan it and upload it to ChatGPT, you can do that.
Yeah.
Okay, that was my other question. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Barbara. You answered a question I
And
didn't.
Colleen, thank you for jumping in.
No problem.
Wow, here we go, you guys. We've gotten so far away from just the talk to text, but this has been an amazing session. And
Well, I
thank
said
you.
in the beginning, yeah, I said in the beginning, I didn't know if you could you can submit your own transcription. So Barbara just answered that.
I think it would be wise to, if you do your own transcription, you could put down at the bottom, because this is what transcribers do for genealogy, transcribed by so-and-so, your name,
Okay, thank you. There you go.
but you
All right,
don't have to.
As we're logging off, Alicia, did you have something else you wanted to add?
I was going to say too, with ChatGPT, I'm really iffy. I don't like to put stuff about living people in there. I don't know if I'm just kind of weird about there. I know on Facebook some people say, "Hey, can you read this person's birth certificate?" I'm just really weird. I wouldn't do that,
They
but I don't know
shouldn't
what
be
other
doing
people
that on
think.
Facebook. They shouldn't be even doing that on the DOC
Yeah, not
Mhm.
with live.
guidelines.
Well, is there
Okay.
really a reason to be transcribing a birth certificate? You might have to, there might be something that is illegible or hard to read.
Right.
And you're
Yeah.
going to make a little notation of that if you can on the margin or the edge of the document.
Thank you
Like
guys.
sometimes, sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm like loving this dialogue. And this is just a reminder that we as the Volunteer Genealogist Committee meet at 2 o'clock on the third Tuesday of every month and 9 a.m. on the third Saturday. I appreciate all of you guys being here. Thank you so much, Laura, for guiding us through this. You've answered a lot of questions and I've learned a lot. It's so good to see so many of your faces. Hi, Barbara Lewis. You came in a little late. I didn't get to say hi. But we will be seeing all of you guys soon. I'm closing the room.
All right.
Thanks,
you.
Susan.
Thank y'all.
Bye.